everybody to our inaugural Friday Nights in Joy conversation series. Justin Stone, the originator of T'ai Chi Chih, always felt strongly that we have a brick and mortar location here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, T'ai Chi Chih's birthplace, dedicated solely to T'ai Chi Chih, to allow people from all over the world to be able to gather and learn and enjoy T'ai Chi Chih together. We are coming to you from our newest T'ai Chi Chih Center location, having just moved here in April of 2025. Please know you, as students and teachers of T'ai Chi Chih, are always welcome to reach out to the T'ai Chi Chih Association via our website to let us know you're passing through Albuquerque. We will welcome you with open arms. We're so glad that you are with us tonight live through Facebook Live or watching at some other time. The inception of this idea came from Guy Kent, our T'ai Chi Chih Association board president, who realized it would be so nice to provide a point of connection with our T'ai Chi Chih Association members to continue to strengthen our T'ai Chi Chih community, and especially as an outreach to our association members who don't live in Albuquerque and are not able to join us for our weekly open, free Tai Chi Chih practices or other gatherings, but whose support of our not-for-profit Tai Chi Chih Association and Tai Chi Chih Center is so deeply appreciated. We thank you all, to those of you who are members of our association. It really helps us continue to provide programming and keep our center open and welcoming to all across the world and locally to enjoy Tai Chi Chih together. We happen to be gathered here this month with three people, Guy Kent, Judy Hendricks, and me, who had the privilege of knowing Justin Stone, the originator of Tai Chi Chih, in person, and the gift of spending time with him. Justin has said, "You'll never get to the end of learning Tai Chi Chih. You'll never plumb the depths of Tai Chi Chih." And with that endless possibility invitation, we're going to start our first conversation on grounding, Tai Chi Chih and grounding. What does that mean? How does that support the practice? Why is that all important as we learn Tai Chi Chih? And then the benefits that we experience from keeping our concentration in the soles of our feet. Enjoy. What I'm being drawn to is following the movement of the showing, following the chi, rather than there's a me and I'm doing, like Amy is doing Tai Chi Chih. Instead of that, it's more like what from the inside out is expressing through the movements. So there's a subtle shift of the centering of what's guiding me, I guess you could say. So I don't really have good words for it because it's like a newer kind of orientation. But one of the things that Justin, that's very clear for all of us, I think we're going to shift now to kind of the main topic, is this idea of grounding and the gifts of Tai Chi Chih, which is an embodied practice. You know, it's a practice that we learn about our inherent goodness and our own essence through the body, through the practice of Tai Chi Chih, and through the circulation of the Chi. So I'm going to say this one quote that Justin used to say: "The Buddha is supposed to have said, the person who can keep their concentration in the soles of their feet will heal 1,000 illnesses." And that is sort of the like, why are we doing this? Why is it helpful? Because it's a healing practice, and when we can keep our concentration in our feet, those healing benefits unique to each person get to express in the best way for each person. What would you guys say, like, what does keeping the concentration in the soles of the feet mean to you? And can you describe when you know you're not in the soles of the feet versus when you are both doing Tai Chi Chih and in your lives? So that's kind of an open question. Who would like to give it? Judy, you had a face. You want to talk about that?
'Cause there's definitely, when I am grounded, things that just seem easy, things flow. Things are very clear, and when I'm not grounded, I have trouble making a decision. I'm impatient, and things are just harder.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I felt like I've been doing my one job for 10 years, and about a year ago, I really felt I couldn't do my job. I've been doing it for 10 years, nothing changed, and I always get great performance reviews. And I felt like I couldn't do my job.
Wow.
I just, the whole confidence and had anxiety. I never had anxiety before. It's something my mom always had. And I'm like, what? So I knew I wasn't grounded.
Right.
And it was interesting. I read a lot of Justin Stone. Of course, I would do Tai Chi Chih. Talked to other Tai Chi Chih teachers. Came here to practice. And part of it, knowing that your intention, the chi follows your intention. And sometimes it would drive me, it would make me angry. I'd be coming to the center to practice, and I could feel I'm not grounded. But part of it, I always say, at least if you realize you're not, you're halfway there.
Yeah.
When you have no clue, So I always feel like I'm halfway there.
Yeah.
And it's, when you read Justin, it's often like, don't beat yourself up.
Yeah.
Don't doubt your own experience.
Yeah.
So for some reason, that was part of my journey to
Right.
be ungrounded for quite a while. But I'm glad to say now I feel really good. I feel really solid. And when I feel good and solid, then I feel like I can teach.
Yeah.
Because if I feel that way, I decide not to teach.
Yeah.
So, but now I'm teaching, so.
Nice.
It's interesting, the comment about grounding, because I'm very conscious when I'm doing my Tai Chi Chih practice of concentration in the soles of the feet. The challenge is, in ordinary life, am I grounded?
Yeah.
And grounding from an electrical engineering point of view, it's definite. You need to have a place for the energy to flow.
Yeah.
And that's what
awesome.
the purpose of the ground
Yeah.
is. And therefore, it has a very fundamental physical reason for grounding. And I have just found, or maybe I've used the excuse, that when I'm grounded, when I do my Tai Chi Chih practice, I ground myself, and then it carries me for the rest of the day or whatever. And maybe that's not the right way to look at it. But keeping... I do remember times when I've just said, get in your feet. Put your concentration in your feet, and you can just feel the calmness settle. So before a presentation or before a situation, it was, okay, get in your feet. And it was actually kind of reassuring that just by grounding, that's a real secret to take with you with anything else.
Isn't it though? It's, I have a quote from Justin, and he says, people ask me, what should I think about when I'm doing Tai Chi Chih? And then this is on his video, and then he gets this little smile on his face, and he points to his feet. I tell them there's one thought, it's in the bottoms of the feet. And from that perspective, it's also a relief. I don't have to think about all these other things, even when I'm not doing Tai Chi Chih. if I'm feeling the soles of the feet when I'm walking, when I'm talking to someone, when I'm teaching class, or whatever I'm doing, when I'm on my computer, if I'm standing up at my standing desk and I can feel my feet and I'm still working, things flow more easily, and there's less like static. Judy, I think you used the word impatient. I know that when I am not grounded, impatience is really prevalent. I'm like, come on already, or whatever I'm telling myself. So impatience is one that's a sign that I'm not grounded. And I also can energetically feel I'm just more up here, as opposed to feeling the energetic experience of my body sort of like weighted and connected to the floor, like connected to the earth, literally that word connection. But just that simplistic, from inside the bottoms of my feet, I can feel and be aware that my attention is there and the feet are connected. So I don't know, it's not so woo, this idea of grounding, it's not so like fancy. It's actually quite practical in a way. I try to demystify it. I had a person for about a year that they would hear me say, stay in the bottoms of your feet, feel the bottoms of your feet. And they thought that you were supposed to look at it from the outside of your body and look at it. And I thought, oh my gosh, I really have to be more clear with my students. And this is for the teachers who might be watching this, feeling your connection from inside your feet versus looking outside. It's a huge difference. You can even, sitting here, we could feel that. I'm going to read, does anyone have anything else they want to say about grounding or not grounding or whatever?
Well, one thing we sometimes talk about that, we all been grounded and not grounded. Yeah. There's no shame when you're not grounded.
Yeah,
I know I'm not grounded, and obviously I'm trying to ground, but so it's, it's something, we can even help each other.
Yeah.
If someone sounds real whispery or obviously losing their balance, and I, say, I feel my feet, know. And it's just something, I'm beginning, it's just something that we all go through.
Yeah.
Except one time I was asking Justin when I was driving him around, and I said something about, how do you tell, like, when you're not grounded? And Justin's like, oh, Judy, I don't think I can answer that.
Wow. That's a really interesting question.
So,
response.
I think,
yeah,
he was pretty grounded.
He was
all the time, I think is what,
Well, I had this quote, and this is, eternity is in this moment. And that's from Justin's Spiritual Odyssey. Eternity is in this moment. I think that's to experience that, like the why and the what. We also know we're bringing the heart fire down. That's something in Tai Chi Chih that we're aware of. We're not allowing the yin of the kidneys to rise. This is Taoist. We're allowing the yang of the heart to come down, and that's helpful to health and well-being. But to take it, it's like eternity is in this moment. I want to be present to my life. I think that's where the joy is, in the present. I think and that to me is another reason that I want to learn how to be fully in my body and with my attention in the soles of the feet in support of that presence. But does anyone have anything else they might want to say along those lines? Does that strike any?
Yeah, you're missing out on the joy, I think, when you're not grounded. Because
Yeah.
like I say, my life, I can just tell, is so much harder.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, everything's easy and so joyful.
Right.
So you want to be present
Yeah.
to feel the joy.
Yeah. And for me, it's not joy that's like fun. There's plenty of tasks we do in life that aren't necessarily fun in that, whatever, I don't know how you want to define it, but because I'm fully present with the task, it is easy.
Yeah.
And therefore it does become enjoyable because I am just I'm not saying I'm one with the task, but I'm closer to being connected one with what's happening rather than fighting it or resisting it. I think that's my point. Guy, did you want to say anything further? I don't know.
Well, just the theme of joy.
Yeah.
Joy through movement.
Yeah.
And it's hard to fully understand that, in my opinion, other than you experience it and you say, oh, and you can't be happy all the time, but you can be joyful or joy-filled.
Yeah, yeah, nice. This is actually a great segue because just one of his quotes from Climb the Joyous Mountain, joy is your natural state, although it is usually clouded over. When the mind returns to its natural condition, you are joyful. Such bliss is not the result of anything. To the mind that is still, the universe surrenders. The life force itself is joyous. All we have to do is get ourselves out of the way and enjoy it. And part of that phrase, to the mind that is still, what helps my mind be still is my awareness in the bottom. So, yeah, grounded. But anything from that strikes you?
Well, it's lovely.
Yeah.
You know, to the mind that is still, the universe surrenders. And the life force itself is joyous. So by stimulating, circulating, activating the chi, we can become more joyous without consciously saying, oh, I want to be happy.
Right. I feel like the chi is like this melting force in the best sense of the word, meaning it's melting away anything that's in the way of that joy, that inherent joy, that inherent full being, full-bodied expression of life, that we are all expressions of life. And as the joy is your natural state, although it is usually clouded over. So this beautiful gift of Tai Chi Chih, like it melts the clouds. It's just whoosh, blows them away over time, you know, and sometimes instantaneously. Do you want to say?
Tai Chi Chih is just such a simple thing to do to get that stillness.
Yeah.
Because there is that, how do you get there, you know? And that's, you know, I remember times I'd be stressed out, you know, in a stressful situation, I'd go to the bathroom and do my Tai Chi Chih, and then I'd come back out. So you have this tool that you could take anywhere, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just, and it works instantly.
Yeah.
And grounded, going back to the theme.
The theme.
I believe that if you just ground, the chi takes over and says, okay, I've been here before. I will take care of you or the situation, and just consciously going to your feet.
Right.
Boom. Okay.
Right. Even that is like it's like an act of faith in the chi and yourself at the same time, which a quote from Justin about faith is, have faith in yourself as being divine. And that real, and then that emergence or the expression of what's right to follow whatever is happening, rather than decide from the outside. I have to think about it and have to fret about it and worry about it and then decide. It's like, I agree, Guy. There's an act of like just here-ness. Now I'm in my feet. What's going to happen? And let it trustfully come out.
And faith is an interesting word.
I know,
think there are lots of ways to look at it. Judy's comment earlier about not having the confidence to do your job. What? Are you kidding?
And then like nothing changed. It was all my attitude. And I really think it was Tai Chi Chih, you know, but nothing at work changed. I didn't have like some big thing I had to do. So it was all, you know, it's within. It's the spirit, it's being present, but it was all within. And it was my getting probably myself out of the way and just being like, I could do this.
Returning to faith in yourself, faith in the chi.
And you know, one of the things you said, Judy, that really struck me, because I know I've had phases where I've felt very, like, I would say seemingly disconnected, although I don't think fundamentally we're ever out of connection, but it certainly felt that way. Then but that faith of just showing up and doing, like I remember there was a phase during COVID in particular where my Tai Chi Chih felt very dry. And I did it every day, and I did it with my feet. And then I would go for walks, and I would just feel my feet on the earth with the walking. I just was like, but it was a dry phase, and it didn't give me what it had often given me. But then when I came through that, and the one thing that I did was I stopped fighting it. I stopped like thinking something was wrong, thinking I was doing something wrong, thinking I've lost something that used to be very nourishing, whatever. I just said, put all those thoughts aside, don't fight. And I got quiet, and I just got quiet, and I just kept doing it, but without like tried to catch when there was extraneous like self-judgment or whatever. And then the coming through that, it's so much softer now, so there's this interesting, and I think any spiritual discipline is going to invite phases where you have to go deeper and you don't know what's on the other side of it. So there is that's another aspect of faith.
Yeah.
that it's okay, but yeah. Let's see. I want to say this, I love this quote too. This is from Professor Wenshan Wang, and this is one of Justin's great friends. He says, "We seem to realize that in the universe there is an ever-active, ever-creative life and an inexhaustible source of energy, life, and energy, which are made available to humankind when a fitting stage of development is achieved. It is particularly significant that it has a great reverence for life. So we discern a spiritual basis for this great chi energy," which is what we're balancing, circulating, and activating with Tai Chi Chih, "which is not ours alone, but belongs to the cosmos. We manifest it individually when we do the necessary discipline to develop and focus this great power." So I don't know if anything in there strikes you guys as a final thought before we end our first inaugural conversation, but it's kind of inspiring to me. But you can.
Yeah, there was.
Good.
Go ahead.
I put on the bumper sticker, "Join the Cosmic Rhythm," that Justin often would talk about.
Yeah.
And I think Justin, like I said, had such purpose and intention behind everything he said. And so when I bought my new car, I had to quick come to the Tai Chi Chih Center and make sure I had my Tai Chi Chih bumper stickers on my new car, because so many people stop me in parking lots and ask me about Tai Chi Chih. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So.
I was just struck by when a fitting stage of development is achieved, and there's no real description on what that is, when that occurs, etc., but it's something that you feel, and pulling in the energy. The visualization is the energy from the most distant star, and you can physically think about that, but this reference to the cosmos and cosmic rhythm, cosmic consciousness pose. The universe is loving, the universe is giving, and just this aspect of pulling in the goodness that is intended for us in this condition is, I think what brings me the most joy, understanding astronomy from a physical point of view, but the whole concept of, trying to explain all of this life, you just can't do it, but we've got a tool here to make us feel like we have some connection. So that's the beauty. And as Justin said, you meet the nicest people for Tai Chi Chih.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Gosh. Well, I think we were going to go just for about 30 minutes today and say thank you to anybody who might be watching out there in the ethers, but also to say again that anyone who is passing through Albuquerque, New Mexico is welcome to reach out to the Tai Chi Chih Association and let us know you're coming, so we make sure to welcome you. And I don't know, Guy or Judy, do you guys want to say anything about the center, the Tai Chi Chih Association?
Yeah.
We do have a membership, and
Yeah, you have a membership that includes a newsletter. It has Justin Stone articles along with a lot of other teachers and students and what's happening. We do plan on doing an open house. We are at the brand new center that we, started in April here. And I believe, I want to say on September 20th, that's a Saturday from 1 to 3, we're going to do an open house. And afterwards, there should be a whole bunch of classes here. I'm planning to offer a class and other people the idea to get people from the community here and say, here's a whole bunch of classes. Pick one and come and understand. And, like Justin was saying, you really have to experience it, to understand. So come and feel the joy of movement.
Yeah. Did you want to say any?
I would just thank you, Amy, for following through on this idea and making this possible.
It's all bumbled through together. It's all your idea. It's all your fault.
The Tai Chi Chih Association is here because of the community of Tai Chi Chih teachers and students that have contributed to us through the years to allow us to have this facility, which is very nice. We have a sign on a very busy street corner now, and it has brought people to us who have said, kind of not so much where have you been, but, oh, I took that 20 years ago and I've been looking for an outlet. So it's with sincere gratitude to the Tai Chi Chih community that we are in existence here. You are honoring Justin Stone by allowing Tai Chi Chih to remain in your life, and we are grateful for that.
Yeah, and you get to be on a great adventure with yourself in uncovering the infinite aspects of your own goodness, which I think is also, and then that goodness that then spills out naturally in whatever way is right to you into your worlds, your areas, your communities, your families, and the world needs us, and the world needs Tai Chi Chih because of that goodness that is inherent that we get to joyfully uncover. So thank you both. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Guy. And thank you, everybody, for whoever pops on. And we have a wonderful also board member, Carmela, who's been helping us with tech in the background. And I think we're going to call it a day.
I might just mention
Yeah.
TaiChiChihAssociation.org is our website, and there is a contact us option there, and that's the easiest way to get in touch with us if you have any questions or suggestions for future topics, because we do want to make resources here in Albuquerque available to people that don't live here. We want you to enjoy the Tai Chi Chih that we have to share.
Thinking Justin said Tai Chi Chih is a service to humanity. So help share and let us know what you're thinking. We do have the phone number. It's the same phone number or the email. We're always loving to hear from people.
And those will be in the show notes. All right, thanks everybody. Yay. That's a wrap.